So we've talked about the lowest of the low of your, your career and, kind of that kind of thing. What has been the highest point? Like, what's been like the most like, when did you feel, number one, the most alive? And like, when did you just feel like, what I'm doing is working?
I mean, I really, felt most alive. I mean, as I started, buying real estate and, being more successful in selling real estate, I think the combination of the two of those, I think really is when I started to feel that.
What feels better? Where you're at now, or like closing like a huge deal? Like something where you're gonna make like a ton of money, or like something like that we're working on for like 3, 4, 5 months or something, or 6 months or a year or whatever.
So I just closed my largest deal. It was 16 months. And it was a great feeling.
It took 16 months?
16 months, yeah. So, 31 years later, it was a huge deal and one of the biggest in Western New York. And it was 60 months worth of work. Dennis and I worked on it together. And it was gratifying, just because it was a challenge for me personally, just to work on it. And I think that from a career aspect, it's just kind of like a personal thing, that I wanted to accomplish. So those kind of things are rewarding for me.
So do you feel like you're slowing down? Do you feel like you're just getting started? Like, career-wise, where are you at?
I mean, I definitely don't feel like I'm slowing down.
How many years did you say you were doing this?
31. I definitely don't feel like I'm slowing down. I mean, I think I'm busier now than I've ever been, to be honest. And I think that's just a combination of the years that I've had doing this, and then the clientele that I built up over the years, and the confidence level and the knowledge of the marketplace. I mean, this as well as I do. Western New York is, been on an uprise for the last, 5 to 7 years, and when I started, Western New York was, in the toilet. It was brutal, and for many, many years, we just puttered along. So
how many years do you think it took? I guess we could go into something else I wanted to ask, but how many years do you think it takes to start in this biz, like in the real estate biz?
So in sales, I mean, in sales, it really is dependent upon how much you want to get at it and get on the phone. I mean, literally, I was old school back then because there wasn't phones. I remember I was telling somebody the other day, my first cell phone was $2,400, and it was the one that you put in your car.
Hello?
Yeah, it was about that big, and I put it in my car, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. But I mean,
you're just like pulling through McDonald's.
Yeah, with a cord hanging out the window.
Yeah.
But I think technology was obviously very scarce back then, and we literally had a calculator and a phone, and I literally came in, on a daily basis and just hit the phones, and I just would stay there from 8 o'clock till, 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and a lot of rejection, tons of rejection. People, when you're young, you don't have a lot of confidence. You're starting new in the business.
People probably don't
not
even
too
give
many.
you the time of day.
Yeah, not too many people are going to give you their 50-unit apartment building to sell. So, you get a lot of people like, yeah, no, thanks for calling. But you get that one breakthrough deal, and then you get a little bit more confidence, and get a little more confidence after that, and then it kind of just
rolls from there.
So, it's like anything new when you start. You gotta build up to it. But I think if I had technology today that people have, and the resources, I think it might be a little bit easier, to get your name out there and to get started. But it's all I had at the time.
All right, we're done. Fuck it.